on and going. Yes, this is Clay Dockery along with Matt Dwyer. We'll be bringing this match.
Well, everyone, we've got the Bay Area Breakers against Mile High Quidditch Club. Mile High starting off with Quaffle. They are attacking right to left in the blue kits. It probably looks pretty close in color. Bay Area Breakers, a little more purple. Shot low, and that'll be off the back line, and it's a turnover to Breakers. That was Martinez, number 15, with a low shot. And an unfortunate turn of weather. What was once a very, very sunny, peaceful day has now turned into high winds and sporadic rain with a really, really angry cloud facing towards us. So these teams may be in for a little bit of a surprise.
Yes, that black monstrosity has been heading this way for about 30 minutes and is almost on top of us. All right, so back to the game here. Bay Area Breakers and Mile High. We have number 22 for Bay Area. That is Garcia, Gabel Garcia with the quaffle. There is a stoppage of play by Matt Melton.
Melton, our head referee, hailing from Indiana, friend of mine.
Melton, our head referee, hailing from Indiana. Only slight enemy of mine.
We all have a love-hate relationship as Garcia looks to make some moves here on the near side.
Garcia passes off to the back. There's a lot of people in between us and that receiver on the back side. And that's a pass back and forth behind the hoops. And Mile High is able to come away with it. A bunch of Bay Area Breakers got their hands on that quaffle, but Mile High is able to step into the zone and take it away. That is their keeper, number 15, Martinez, with looking for an opening in the Bay Area Breakers defense. Chips number 1 beater in front, guarded by number 1 beater for Bay Area Breakers, Sam Beeler.
Sam Beeler is also a very good friend of mine. I played with her in college.
Well, there's a reason that Matt is known as the nice Matt Dwyer, and I'm known as the evil Clay Dockery, and there's only one of me.
Do they call you Evil Clay Dockery? I've never heard that before. Is this a big reveal?
Oh yes, quite a big reveal.
Well, breaking news here on US Twitch, I guess, as Harris will bring it back up for the Breakers.
Sam Harris, longtime player down in that Bay Area area. That was a bit of a redundancy, but I think everyone knows what I mean.
Harris is shot way high.
Number 36, Strack for Mile High, winds up with a bludger near us. Tries to get back into the play, is able to knock Beeler out.
That's a Rala on the far side driving in. Pass incomplete, recovered by Breakers. A little bit broken up there. It wasn't the best move.
Gabel Garcia, back over to Sam Harris.
As of right now, it's just a lot of back and forth. I don't think there's any particular specific strategy that I'm seeing from either team. It's just kind of standard set defense. Both teams kind of running some sort of mismatched zone body defense.
This is our first time seeing either of these teams on the field too. That is a goal for the Breakers. That was number 15, Brittany Masunke.
Thank you for giving us the phonetic spelling of your name, Brittany.
All right, so that makes the Breakers have a 10-0 lead here, still in the early going of this matchup with Mile High. As I was about to say, Dwyer, this is my first time seeing either of these teams ever. I know a few of the players, especially the Bay Area players, and actually one of the Mile High players was a teammate of mine back on the Badasslas. However, that shot by the Mile High Quidditch Club goes too high and they're unable to get there. However, I don't know much about their strategy, and I was just wondering if you had any insights you could give us into what they play with any regularity.
Admittedly, I've only been able to see a little bit of Mile High this weekend. I think it's, I don't want to say standard fare, because every team has their own unique flair, but I think you're going to see a lot of what you've been seeing so far. They're trying for these longer passes over the top, these farther shots, the occasional drive if they feel that they have bludger superiority. I don't know if I have anything that I've noticed special about Mile High right now. They're just out here to play some regular Quidditch, as it were.
Harris taken down at the top of the key, but is able to get back up. Now the beaters are clearing space, trying to clear space in front. Harris makes a pass off to number 17, Matt Thura, who is able to throw it home for a 20-0 lead.
And that's 2 scores on the medium hoop there. It looks to be the look that they're trying to get. Mile High was unable to handle it as that sun just gets further and further away from us.
We lost what little sun we had left. It is just ominous misanthropic clouds covering everything at the moment.
Misanthropic clouds.
They hate people, man. They hate people.
Don't think that we didn't hear you mentioning the New York Badass lists earlier. You're dating yourself.
I am dating myself, but I mean, I love me, so I'll date myself all day. All right, there is number 22 picking it up for the Bay Area Breakers off of a drop by one of the Mile High chasers. Number 22 just slams it home. That's Garcia. Garcia's been making a lot of moves out there already in the early going.
Looks like Mile High, in the few times that they have tried to drive, have not found a lot of success. Both times it's been Arala down the center. Both times he's either gotten wrapped up or been in traffic with the pass. I think they need to rethink that strategy. Breakers seem to be controlling that center area by the keeper zone a little better.
And Vargas, number 7, the beater in front, trying to clear some space for Martinez or one of the cutting Mile High chasers. There's a nice wrap around Martinez, but Garcia is beat by number 7. And Martinez makes a pass, but Bay Area is all there. Sam Harris, nobody really set in front of him. There's a bludger just flying through the air. Sam Harris slams the ball through the short hoop.
And that'll put it 40-0.
I saw what may have been lightning. We're going to possibly have to stop. I didn't hear any thunder, but I saw flashes. It could just be flashes in my vision.
Well, we will keep an eye on that, and gameplay will keep us posted if there needs to be a pause. In the meantime, the game will continue. Mile High bringing it up once more.
Yeah, I can't see a number on that player yet.
I believe that's Marsh. Porter Marsh.
Porter Marsh.
Number 6.
Another well-known player from the olden days.
The olden days. I saw the name and I was like, wow, NAU. Long time ago.
Now, hopefully out in the chilling mountains of Colorado. I guess Marsh stepped out of bounds on the far side. Again, Porter Marsh, being an old-time player, may not quite be used to the length of this out-of-bounds marker.
I think you're not giving Marsh enough credit.
I may not be. This is true. I was just trying to say that Marsh wasn't cheating, but that's what Matt Dwyer, nicest man in Quidditch, has to say about Porter Marsh.
All right, that's not a moniker I use or give to myself. I just want to make that very clear. Another stoppage in play here. It looks like the quaffle is going to be turned over because it was a play after beat. Garcia had pushed it away, so that ball will go to Santora. And Santora looking to run, looking at their keeper. Let's see, Breakers only have one bludger and is to the left of Santora. We'll see if Beeler can throw it back in time.
Don't know what kind of wheels Santoro has.
Small ones.
This is true. Orange.
We've met before. They played at College of Oberlin, or Oberlin College, in a tiny little college in near Cleveland, Ohio, and it has attended one or two of the tournaments that I've hosted.
All right.
And I recognize the name. I'm like, oh hey, I'm happy to see players who played on small unofficial teams go on to continue to play in the club level.
Yes, you do love to see it. That is a little bit of speed from them, and they try to get the pass off to number 4, but number 4 was not looking for it.
Heron, I don't understand that. They communicated before the play. Santora hit the gas. Heron was ahead of them, and then just stopped looking at the ball. I don't understand that one.
Sometimes when you run, or at least when I run, I have to look at my feet to make sure I don't fall down. Hopefully that's not the case.
He wasn't looking at his feet either, so I'm not really sure what was going on there.
That was a long shot that goes nowhere near out of Moandesi.
Moandesi,
yes. Nas Moandesi.
They test our phonics on this show.
Indeed they do. There will be a quiz for everyone watching as soon as this game ends.
Stop and cheer to see exactly what the problem was.
Matt Melton possibly trying to sell some hoops to some of the Mile High players over there. That is a blue card for throwing the bludger off the pitch on number 7.
That's Vargas, Katie Vargas. So that's a power play for Breakers here, and an unfortunate one at that because it's a bludger turnover as well. So now instead of Mile High inbounding off the missed shot by Mo and Desi, it'll be Breakers' ball. At least it should be. Or not?
That is not what's going to happen. So we do have...
that's Santor inbounding it for Mile High, bringing up the pitch.
Let's see if they can get back on the right page with number 4, Tim Herron this time. Actually make a connection and hit something. Porter Marsh on the other side, Tim Herron on this near side.
Interesting little two-person phalanx.
Yes.
And the beater was not paying attention.
Leading beater was looking over our way. I did wink at that beater, so you never know how you're going to get distracted on a Quidditch pitch.
Clay, you're wearing sunglasses.
Yes. I wear my sunglasses in the middle of this dark rainstorm.
Mo and Desi gonna take a look for it, passing off to Garcia. Little dodge.
Garcia trying to get around Marsh. Marsh trying to get a hand on that ball. Back to Mo and Desi. Another long shot is too high for that middle hoop.
Ugh, and you hate to see it because yes, the hoops were open. You could take that shot, but you could also step forward another 3 feet and take a better shot. There were no bludgers right in the area.
Although, really nice aggressive play, getting to that loose ball by Bay Area Breakers is able to get it back into Mo and Desi's hands. And this time there is question about whether or not that possibly went through the hoop. One goal ref called it good, one assistant ref called it bad, and there's no call, so it is not going to be a goal.
Yeah, both Melton and our assistant referee, Jeremy Hoffman there, decided no call. I think it rimmed out to the outside. Goal ref probably didn't see that. It was a good recovery by the Breakers.
No goal official call from Melton right now. Just making sure Breakers bench knows. All right. What do you think that Mile High should do here in an attempt to get around this pretty stout Bay Area Breakers defense and actually get on the board?
Breakers seem to be playing kind of a looser 2-2 up top. I think instead of these big passes over the top, although they're
Marsh
getting...
with a look that did not go in.
Yeah, that was a good look, but otherwise it seems like a lot of their offensive possessions are not finding their mark. They're not really clicking. I think they need to pass around more on the outside, try to get the Bay Area Breakers out of position, especially if they're running a loose 2-2 up top. If you can get one of the defenders up top out of position, hit a beater, regain bludger control, and try again with a drive.
And that would probably be the 15th time that has been said during this live stream on Pitch 2. If you're scoring at home or even if you're by yourself.
A good feed inside by Mo and Desi, just mishandled there. That was number 68.
That is
Jenny Yu.
11:22 passed in the game. Tim Herron carrying the quaffle up for Mile High. A lot of people passing in front of us, slowly.
It seems like Mile High, their beaters are not 100% in sync.
Yes, the beaters are
now
not,
they move back in.
Porter Marsh winds up with the loose quaffle. Gets it over to number 12.
That's a Rala back in.
But Bay Area Breakers are able to clear it up back in the hands of Mondesi. I definitely skipped some letters.
Mo and Desi?
Mo and Desi, yes.
I think Mile High has the right idea there. They just took way too long to develop, and Breakers were able to adjust. If you can get those passes a little snappier, you've got a goal there.
Mo and Desi working with 2 beaters around. Takes a nut. This one was nice. One of those pass shots could go either way. If it had gone in, yay. One of their teammates was able to get there to pick it up, but they're not able to convert once again.
Yu unfortunately mishandles that one right through her hands.
It is still Bay Area Breakers 40, Mile High 0. Mile High still looking to make something happen. They really need to get more coordinated. There's been a lot of miscommunication. Beaters looking over to the side, not quite noticing what's happening. Little exchange in the middle now gives them an option to Porter Marsh, but Porter Marsh is not able to handle.
Heron, bad pass there off the Breakers defense. Although I do want to point out the play by Strack there on the beater side for Mile High. They regained budget control because Strack came in, worked with her other beater, made a really great heads-up play to regain control.
And there is a call, stoppage of play. Discussion around all the referee crew, and they've called off whatever it was. Moendesi looking over toward the bench, trying to get some direction. It's been 4-0 for quite a while now. Bay Area Breakers have not been able to put any distance between themselves and Mile High. Mile High has just not been able to convert. 28 is John Vong. Makes a long pass into the corner, goes way out of bounds, and it will be back to Mile High in Heron's hands.
I think the big difference right now between these two offenses, you've got Mile High, they're keeping it tighter, at least in these more recent possessions, keeping it a little tighter, but the passes are bad, they're wild. You know, they don't have there's not a lot of cohesive movement around it. Versus Breakers seem to be having more cohesive movement, but the passes are just going, they're just not finishing.
Yes, the passes will sail, the passes will be just a little bit off, too high to catch. This is a drive from Heron, an attempt to get that little scoop score is not able to happen. Number 28 with a fast break opportunity. That's John Vong. But John Vong is wrapped, stopped by some beaters and some chasers. I missed exactly what happened because I was looking for the name. And Heron comes away with it.
Vong didn't keep their head up. Put full steam ahead. Unfortunately, the rest of the Breaker team didn't come with them. Tried to pass off to number 8, who, if I could get the name here, Alaman. Unfortunately, the pass was behind and late, and they were beat.
All right, Vong trying to make a move again. Goes around a few people. On the far side of the pitch, gets wrapped up, gets by that third person, trying to get around Heron. Looking at the tall hoop, takes a shot that just goes too high.
Vong is doing the most work right now, and it's almost too much.
Moendesi tries to make it fall through the medium-sized hoop on this close side, but it once again does not fall. Everything just inches away for the Breakers, but inches away, it's not happening for them.
Another missed pass on that medium hoop through the hands of Aleman.
Heron still looking to make anything happen.
They've got one deep player, number 22, Ian Rakoy. Another friend of mine, another Ohioan. Actually, he's from Michigan. He went to Worcester, though, so I'll count him as an Ohioan.
At number 9, beater for Mile High is Andy De Alfonso, who was the former Metaxas that I used to play with in New York City.
So Garcia back in for the Breakers now, bringing it up center field.
So cold. Number 64 in it beater for Mile High is Sam Seeley. Trying to make things happen, trying to clear some lanes. That over the top.
Oh, give him that. Give him that, man.
Number 7 is called no good and given over to Mile High.
That really looked like that was in. Like that Ramirez had a great handle on that, and man, must have just missed.
Yeah, it was very, very close. This entire Bay Area Breakers offense, they are up 40-0, but they must be feeling like it could be a lot more.
It truly could be. This is, as an old teammate of mine would say, do we need to take you to the hardware store to get you some finish? That's exclusively what is holding Breakers back right now.
Martinez is able to block the beat attempt, makes a wild pass into the middle, and Mile High has just still got nothing going.
Yeah, it was a good move by Martinez, but then he throws it right into the floor. Santoro was there, and if he could put that at chest level, Santoro could have handled that, maybe had a chance, but instead put it at their feet.
Yes. They were in good position, and the pass was the right decision. It just was nowhere near being in Santoro's hands. Garcia trying to make a move around the point defender, passes over to the side. That's nice defensive play by
Ian Rakoy.
Gets it back into Martinez's hands.
That was good defense by Mile High right there. They really handled that well. Garcia was playing a patient game, and Mile High forced a situation that Breakers couldn't handle.
This Mile High club, after a bunch of misses in a row by Breakers and then that nice defensive stop, wants to put an offensive goal on the board. That pass to the back is still too low. That was just, everything is too low.
That is Marcus Clamps Lewis, who unfortunately had to receive that one at his feet.
Sam Harris back with a quaffle.
And
with Annie Sung-Young Lee on this near side, looking for open space. Number 21. And number 22, Garcia, on the far side. That is a shot that goes straight through the middle hoop. Sam Harris taking no chances that time.
Harris put some heat on that. He put some mustard on that one.
It is 50-0. Breakers with the lead.
I think that's our first goal in 10 minutes.
It has to have been 10 minutes. It was a bunch of possessions, at least 6 Breakers possessions in a row, and obviously with no goals every possession that Mile High's had. That was a long time with a 40-0 lead. Mile High has to have felt good about keeping them down for that long, but they need to get anything going on offense.
Yeah, it looks like Strack and Vargas were talking as beaters for Mile High, which is good because the last play they didn't work together at all, the beaters that is.
Garcia winds up coming down with that errant pass shot attempt, comes all the way across, is unable to be stripped from behind, puts it through the middle hoop. Breakers starting to break away.
That's some great hustle play. We love to see a hustle play out here, and honestly, that's what's going to win you the game right now. Is if you cannot connect these passes, if no one's catching a darn thing, if the hustle play is all you can get, the hustle play is what you take. So Mile High got another chance at it. I'm not sure why Strack is going up totally by herself without Vargas, and that, to me, that seems like a wasted possession there. I thought they worked better on the last play together, but I guess they decided that strategy was not what they were looking for.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of coordination, different things tried every time. It is good not to get ingrained into things and try to do the same thing every time just until it works, but you've got to have coordinated plays. That is a stoppage.
I believe
Are
that
we
intermission?
already at the 20-minute break?
I
believe
think so.
we are.
Kind of hard to hear them from all the way over here.
Yes. So with Bay Area Breakers, I had them at 60. I see 50 on the scoreboard. Not sure. We'll try to get confirmation on exactly what the score is so we can get exact confirmation on what the set score will be. Looks like they are changing over to 60 for Bay Area Breakers. So that will add 70 to that 60 for our set score.
I want to point out that last play by Mile High there, because that was kind of an interesting thing that they were doing, keeping a beater and another chaser in front of Martinez, the keeper who was holding the ball, holding off Garcia, and then as soon as Garcia got beat, that was number 11, Becky Calder, who kind of did like a pick and roll off to the side, and the look was there. They completed the pass, but Harris was just at the hoop. I think that's the right idea. I think that's the way they got to move going forward if they're going to put up any points. It's just, instead of taking a shot there, have the second pass or the third pass.
All right, the wind has kicked up on us again. Here we are at the 20-minute break, so we do want to send another shout out to the sponsor of our live stream, Hit Your Mark Productions, And our partner for this merchandising for US Quidditch Cup 2022, VC Ultimate. You can get VC Ultimate merchandise for US Quidditch Cup 2022 here at their tent on site if you're here, or go to the US Quidditch website, click the links, and you'll find shopping on there. You get lots of really great looking merchandise, some great bucket hats, some great sweatshirts, all kinds of things happening. So if you can give us a recap of what's going on with the set score. Yeah.
Yep, we've got the set score will be 130. Bay Area Breakers currently up 60-0. They've had a lot of looks. Honestly, I think the score should be much higher than it currently is, but they haven't been able to convert. They haven't been able to finish. Mile High, they're just looking to get any points on the board. They've had a couple close looks, but they've kind of been flying a little wild with their passes. It's been difficult for them to break down what the Breakers are offering on defense.
Looks like Tad Walters will be our snitch. A snitch catch for either team would be worth 35 points. Will not end the game. I know we had some people questioning that earlier because that is a change for this season. And now play has restarted. It'll be about 15 seconds and the Seekers will come out towards Walters here in front of us.
A little bit of a false start there.
That was the start of the game.
All right, thank you, Melton, for your animated antics.
All right, on the second starting whistle, we actually start. Sam Harris with the quaffle. Bay Area Breakers, at least one bludger. I can't find this.
They have bludger control right now.
Yes, I see both of them trailing with the bludger. Sam Beeler. While Duran Allison has the second bludger for them. Mile High once again is able to stop the Bay Area Breakers attempt to score.
That's another friend of mine, Shirley Liu. We're regional coordinators together. She's the West Regional Coordinator. She was in the good position there. However, ball came out of her hands at the point and unable to convert. So now Mile High will have their opportunity as Heron flips it. That was just ill-advised.
I was very ill-advised. Unable to pick it up behind the hoops. Sam Harris all over that.
Now tell me if you've seen this one before. Porter Marsh in the Seeker headband doing their best, to worm their way to a snitch catch.
I have seen this before, I have to say. It has been a long time. This is a Garcia making a move around Santora, but another nice defensive stop. The cleanup on the far side is put away by Brittany Masunke.
That was a great cleanup there. Good block at the hoops. I believe that was Arala. It was. It was great defense, just an unfortunate cleanup there that the ball bounced right to the Breakers chaser.
It is now 70-0. Set score 130, so Breakers are now 60 points away.
Arala, he's got it. He's right there. He's right there. Spin, spin. Yes!
There it is. That puts Mile High on the board. That you'd love to see the team keep going, get their score. Now they can just keep going, try to chip away.
I think that'll add a little bit of momentum to them. But Breakers are playing pretty locked down in the Seeker game right now. And Mile High has regained bludger control. They have.
Sister Garcia in the center. Porter Marsh still working hard on Tad. Garcia goes up top. It is unable to connect. And once again, Mile High comes away with it.
Shooter's got to shoot. It was open, but Garcia it's just not falling for him.
Here comes Heron. Heron trying to get through. Sam Harris is unable to do so. Garcia, while Harris had a hand on Keeler, Garcia comes in and gets the strip.
And now that's, instead of a beater, Seeker for Duran Allison.
There's the stoppage of play. Some more of a pointing style stoppage from Matt Melton. The headband for the beater number 52 on Mile High had slipped off of their scrum helmet. A lot of conversation happening now.
So I think Tad's a pretty good snitch, all things considered. But from what I've heard, Grant Allison, pretty darn good seeker.
I have heard that as well. This is a good opportunity for Allison. It's one of your nice classic seeker matchups with Porter Marsh and Durant Allison against Tad Walters. That could have been 2015.
Don't remind us.
Keeler tries to make the stop. The ball is out. Harris picks it up, is able to dunk it through the medium hoop. It's mostly Harris just making sure things happen out there for Bay Area Breakers at this point.
Hey, like I said earlier, hustle plays count the same, and if it's not falling for you otherwise, this is what you got to do. I'm surprised, honestly, that we haven't seen Harris doing it more. I know Garcia has made a lot of runs down, but Garcia has never really gotten the inside on the dunk. Harris, much bigger body, you'd expect to see it a lot more.
Durant Allison continues to work on Tad Walters. Now Porter Marsh getting their opportunity. But now there's just beaters all over this seeker game. And neither player is getting a really good look.
And you'd think that Mile High would be able to capitalize on this one more, as that pass
too harsh.
That pass missed to Lewis. Because the beaters are, well, they're not in the quaffle game at all, at least on the defensive side for the Breakers. Mile High just unable to capitalize.
Sam Harris slowly moves back up, looking for any type of opening. Another big-time beater exchange in the middle of the field. Bludgers fly all the way to the edges of the pitch on both sides.
And now Lewis.
Attempt from behind is unable to make it happen. Interesting decision to try to get involved in the scrum.
Maybe Lewis thought he could get it away quickly. Unfortunately, Harris is right there.
And there is both the end of the scrum by count and Beeler just cleaning things up just to be sure.
Beeler flying all over the pitch right now.
Yes, Beeler making plays all three phases of the game.
Bludger control has been pretty fluid through this seeker game.
Well, I see with a long pass, hits Musinki on the far side. Gets back into Mondesi's hands. Trying to take a step, get around the defender, gets a pass over to number 17, Matt Thura on this side. Thura thinks better of engaging for an attempt at a score there.
He's got Lou on the medium hoop.
Lou steps away, but he does pass it across and hits Musinki on the far side again.
That was great movement by her right there, looking for the opening. Lou drew the defender away, allowing for the keeper to drive in, Mondesi, and putting a pretty good pass in for that goal. 90-10 is our score now, by the way. Set score 130.
So that puts Breakers only 40 points away. If Durant Allison could pull Tad Walters, that would put them one goal away. That is the second goal from Mile High.
Yes, Heron got big there, drove through the defense. This is what Heron should have been doing all along. I know he's been putting in long minutes in this game already. However, if it is not working in your hustle game right now, then
Durant Allison on the ground with the snitch in hand. We're going to see if there's a call. Just cannot keep our paperwork down, folks.
Walters looked, I mean, that was a look of surprise and respect after seeing that catch. We'll see what the referees say here.
Melton having the discussion, everyone giving their input, including Sam Harris. Wonder what Sam Harris's input might be.
Maybe that the catch was good.
I'm gonna think that was what it happened. I want to get Porter Marsh in there to say, "Oh, it looked bad to me."
really long discussion here on this snitch catch. I was not expecting this.
Yeah, I thought, I didn't see it, but just from the reactions of everyone, I thought that it was going to be a pretty easy call. Unlikely that that's the case now, which leads us to the possibility that it's going to be called off. Tad steps aside with Matt to have an intimate conversation. Everyone just standing here watching. If this catch is called off, what do you think that Mile High should make their... Oh, let's see what happens.
And in a huge chain of events that we'll summarize here by saying a beater trying to beat another beater trying to beat the seeker. Turns out that beat was good, so the seeker was beat before, so that snitch catch is no good, and Mile High lives on.
Glad you were able to follow all of that from Matt Melton a little better than me. I'm tired from being out here all day. Duran Allison thrown to the ground by Tad Walters. Quaffle is in the back corner. Matt having a conversation with Keeler. Keeler looks like it's interesting that everyone has stopped on the far side of the field, but everyone is still playing in the middle of the field.
I'm very unsure of what is going on back there with the Quaffle.
And the Quaffle is being turned over to Massenke. So that is a turnover. There's a lot of conversation, and now it's just an inbounds. Massenke brings it in, passes across.
Blocked by Lewis out of nowhere.
Just diving into the picture from far away.
And it looks like we've got a player down for breakers. Took a little tumble there, so we'll take a second to stoppage and they'll be substituted out. They're up on their own accord.
So as we hope that the player is all right, there will be a substitution for them. What we had discussed before with this snitch catch being called off, is there anything that Mile High can get out of that to be able to use that opportunity to make anything else happen in this game?
Truly,
and if the answer is no, I know the answer is no, but we're just going to stretch it.
Truly, the answer is always make sure your beater is in the right position. It shows that seeker can make the catch. You need to make sure that your beater is always there to make sure that they don't get another chance. And I know that Bay Area Breakers have been putting a lot of pressure on the Mile High beaters around the snitch, but Mile High has been holding their own. Budget control has been very fluid between the two teams, and then the Quaffle game is just kind of slugging out on its own accord.
And that rolled in, could not tell which of the players pushed it. It is Jenny Yu.
Jenny Yu put some heat on that one. Good pass through the hoop.
And so that makes it
100 to 20. Or 110 to 20?
20, yes.
Pardon me, they hadn't updated the score on the far side. Oh, what was that?
No, 100 to 20. Looks like the flipped over score was flipped back over just now.
I just experienced the weirdest thing on the offense for Mile High. Lewis receives the ball not once, not twice, but thrice in the keeper zone directly in front of the hoop and elected, instead of to shoot, to pass it back outside. And I have absolutely no idea why. There was no beater there. There was no defender directly on Lewis. He was directly in front of the hoop and elected not to shoot 3 times in a row.
That is a question that we would have to ask Lewis, because I think it was just a little bit of a freeze up, which has happened quite a few times in this game. That is wrapped up by number 23. Mile High's number 23, hoping to hold on to things here. That's Emily Webster, able to play some nice defense for her team. And Keeler trying to make a break, trying to get past now 2 Bay Area defenders. Looked like there was an easier chance at a dunk there. This time, this pass from Garcia across
That was Martinez across to Lewis.
So
Was
Martinez
good.
across to Lewis. He is able to be put away by Lewis. Lewis not hesitant this time.
And a diving grab from Breakers. We'll see if this one stands. It looked pretty darn good to me.
Yes, this was right in front of us here at the score table.
That was number 24, Grilinski.
Steven Grilinski, Steve-O, another longtime player across the Southwest, now out in the Bay Area. People are gathering all around us, making me think that the next match here on pitch 2 is going to be an exciting one. So we're almost done with this one. That set score being 130, and that will do it. The good snitch catch puts the Breakers over the set score, 135 to 20.
That's a great win for the Breakers right there. It was truly slow and steady wins the race. It was just a concerted, continuous effort to get those hustle play goals, make sure that you were doing well on defense, tracking those passes, not allowing Mile High any chances. I think they got to feel pretty good about this one overall.
Yes, very nice game. A nice defensive showing from Mile High. Very good from both teams. Nice win for Breakers, and we are going to say goodbye and see you in a little while for the next game here on Pitch 2.